Hi, VJ, Mr. Glaver here. We're on the ground at Point Cook, down in the south of Melbourne. And between two cars here, we're going to walk across to a Cessna 182. This is owned by RMIT, which happen to house it right here at Point Cook. We'll be flying it up today to the snowfields, actually, up in Mount Hotham. First thing we need to do is just jump in the aeroplane and get ourselves ready for a before start check and a walk around. Here we are at ZCU. Now before we turn anything on here, we'll just have a look at our flight plan today. We're flying IFR since there is a little bit of weather around that we see down here on the Sigwax. We have broken Charlie Bravo's up to 17,000 feet. Bit of icing in cloud, so that's going to be a little bit challenging flying out there today. Now, our flight plan will take us out of Point Cook, the waypoint Samig, and we're far direct to Melbourne. And from Melbourne we go to Docel Bogas and then direct down to Mount Hotham. Rather said, 47 Airway. Here you have the Ursa for Point Cook. Runway 35 will be the nominated runway today. We're up near the western, the northern apron. When we taxi out, we'll be going to the right, taxiing all the way along Charlie, Alpha 5, Echo, crossing 04 at the threshold, and then up Foxtrot. We'll do a run up somewhere near here, and then we'll go ahead and take off. We'll need an IFR clearance to get airborne, and we're inside controlled airspace fairly quickly thereafter. It's going to save the VTC as well, not that we're actually flying visually today, but might as well have it out just to demonstrate what we're doing here. Coming out of Point Cook, we'll make a straight ahead departure, probably cross the Laverton BOM tower. If we don't get clearance to enter the control zone at that point, we'll need to stay at 2,500 and remain south of Laverton BOM. Once we do get clearance, it'll probably be tracked direct to Melbourne or perhaps on a vector somewhere. And eventually direct to our first waypoint after Melbourne, which will be Docel. Cruising altitude today is flight level 110, 11,000 feet. So, with all that said and done, let's go ahead and pull that out. Going to turn on the batteries here. Turn on the pitot heat, we'll need that for the flight today. And throw down some flaps. Flaps are in position. We'll go ahead and turn off the master. And we'll do a walk around here. I will actually look at this. There it is. The other one I was looking for. Cool, running well. Pitot heat is warm. Brute is closed. See how these things are doing. Good. Everything's solid and secure. Flaps are good. And the track looks fine. Let's have a look inside there. All good. They're untied. Chocks are off. Just going to check in here. No water in that. And if I've got full tanks, we could fly it to Sydney quite happily. Yep, no water in there. Prop looks fine, undamaged. Spinner's great, nothing inside the intakes. Oil looks fine, it's at 7 quarts. That's also pretty much full tank. No water. And the chock is clear. That's the stall system. If it gets pushed up, the stall alarm will go on, and when it's pushed down by the air, it'll stay down. Yep, that's all good there. Good solid flap. And we're happy with that. Alrighty then. So what we want to do now is make our way out to the runway, and we'll contact approach for an IFR clearance once we are ready for that. Before that, I'll do is a passenger briefing, and since we've got a passenger on board, we'll chuck them in there. Cool. There you are. Actually, bringing more passengers, aren't we? Pretty full today. It's going to be 3 passengers and a bunch of ski gear. So there you go. It's a Cessna 182, it's not anything larger. Generally, if you're going to bring baggage, you bring 1 less passenger. So there we go. And see what we can do with the bags. 27 kg, 18. It's about right there. Cool. So it'll be a heavy airplane today, but we're still inside weight and balance. Total payload is 316 kilograms. And fuel on board is, let's see, 185 kilograms. Total weight 1,369. It's getting up there, but it's still inside the balance required. Carrying a Cessna 182, we have 2 doors on the aeroplane and a propeller out the front. If we do need to leave the aeroplane, just be sure that once you open the door, you make your way to the tail of the aeroplane. Be aware of the flap. If the flap's down, you will hit your head on it. If the flap's up, you still might hit your head on it. So just keep your head down. My usual method is to walk to the tip of the wing, and I happen to be the perfect height so that when I'm standing under the very tip of the wing, my head just touches the wing. Righty, flight time today is about an hour, so if you need to visit the man's room, we don't have one on board, so it's best to go and deal with that now. Let me know. We're all good to go. Good stuff. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to start the engine up. Probably take about maybe 10 minutes to get us on route, on the taxi. I do need to program the GPS system in here, and we do that with the engine on since the battery's not enough to keep it going. Just looking around the aeroplane, I see there's no one around, so we're all good to start the engine. Got my checklist here. Okay, so pre-start checklist. Inspection's been done, brief is done, seats, harnesses and seatbelts all secure. Just making sure your door is locked, so you can see the handle right there. And the windows do open, but it's pretty cold outside, so once we get going, we're probably going to keep them closed. Brakes are set with the parking brake. Avionics master is off, autopilot is off, cowl flaps are open. Good. Fuel selector is set to both. Beacon, I'll flick the switch even though nothing will happen since the battery's off. Prop at high RPM. That's it. Mixture cutoff. Prop area is clear. Just going to push the throttle up to about quarter. There it is. And that's all good. Clear prop. No, get it in there. Doesn't want it. Just get a shot of fuel into that. Try that again. Got a cold engine today. Got there. Now lights in. Everything's okay, flight plan. Going semi direct to Melbourne, H129 Docell. Might actually do it through the full flight plan here. Check 1, 2, yep, I'm hearing myself well. So flight plan, Point Cook, going direct to Melbourne effectively. From Melbourne we go to Docell. And from Docell we head out to Bogies, the old Strath Bogie. Used to be a NDB there called Strath Bogie. It's pretty much decommissioned nowadays. And from then on, it's pretty much direct to YHOT. Take the autopilot one, the airport one. As far as I know, there's no AWAS on this airfield, so I'll have to listen to the Melbourne ATIS That's alright, we can do that. Momentous is on 1180.
View 4,500 feet. Cumulonimbus in area. Temperature 10. QNH 1008. Forecast. Moderate turbulence below 5,000 feet. On first contact with wind, ground or approach, notify receipt of information uniform. Melbourne, terminal information uniform. Expected.
So, well, listen all the way through.
10 15 knots. Maximum crosswind 8 knots. Visibility greater than 10 kilometers. Cloud due 4,000 feet, due 4,500 feet. Cumulonimbus in area. Temperature 10. QNH 1008. Forecast. Moderate turbulence below 5,000 feet. On first contact with wind, ground or approach, notify receipt of information uniform. Melbourne, terminal information uniform. Expect instrument approach. Runway 34. Wind 010.
Happy with that. Contact approach 1320 with our request.
Copy. One is 87 Melbourne. Hello, 240 for 160 thank you. See it. Melbourne approach velocity at 8.
Velocity 878, go Melbourne approach descent 9000, Melbourne QH 1007.
1007 velocity at 8.
Melbourne approach, compass 123 with you, flight level 120. Compass 123, go Melbourne approach descent to 9000.
They sound pretty busy.
QH 1007. Descending 9000, QNH 1007, compass 123. Jetstar 492, what runway and arrival have you been assigned?
So what would be CTAF that we need?
34 Jetstar 92.
And Jetstar 492, confirmed start.
CTAF 1262.
We were assigned the Livery
Already
3... Sorry, stand by. Well,
Got a bit of a
probably
taxi,
easy
so
to say
I'll-
I'm flying 4 Alpha because that's all I have in my FMCDU.
492, no worries. Can you accept the RNAV Zulu runway 34 approach?
Hey firm, we are actually programmed for the RNAV Zulu approach, runway
Yeah, so
3.
it's quite busy, so we'll do the taxi and then we'll at least have that sorted. Traffic point Cook, Zulu Charlie Uniform, IFR Cessna 182 is taxiing down to runway 35 via Charlie Foxtrot. We'll call when we cross 04. Cool, sounds like we're the only ones here that are moving. Let's go. It's a good little freeway airport, this Point Cook. If I was to improve it, I'd probably put some three-dimensional aircraft around the place. They unfortunately have like a photograph of the airfield overlaid, so it's a fully photographic airfield. And there's a few aircraft that are flat two-dimensional objects sitting on the ground. It's been annoying. But overall, it's not too bad. Oh, it's actually, I might as well stay on the CTAF just to listen to it. We will need an IFR clearance to get them on though. Traffic point, Cook, Silly Charlie Uniform, Cessna 182, enters cross runway 04. That's a whole job point right there that we went past. It's been a while since I flew the 182. Usually in the 172 or the Piper, Cherokee, Archer. Okay, I'm going to come to a stop here and we'll do the run-ups. Traffic point, Cook, Silver Charlie Uniform has crossed runway 04. Brakes are in. Over 1800. That's there. Now it looks quite happy. Starts about 650. 1000 RPM. Okay, just going to check the compass now. Compass shows about 60, maybe 62. It's pretty much right. Yeah. Good stuff, and the checklist. Brakes are checked, turn instruments are good, run up is complete. Flaps set for takeoff will be 10 for takeoff. Pitot heat will be on for the full flight. Lights set for now. Let's go and have a chat to the approach.
Jetstar 526, turn left heading 050.
Left heading 050, Jetstar 526.
Make this happening. Melbourne approach and all stations, Point Cook, Zulu Charlie Uniform, Cessna 182, taxis runway 35, IFR to Mount Hotham, 3 POV.
Zulu Charlie Uniform, good day, Melbourne approach, squawk 3417, reported traffic, report IFR traffic, Point Cook, and report to wind up for clearance.
Go back to Squawk code 3417, we'll report holding short to runway 35, Zulu Charlie Uniform. Brakes off.
And
Chuck
Velocity
that in.
878, if you can
3417.
speed, please, you're 6 miles behind a 737 ahead, then you're gaining on them by about 40 knots.
Roger, we'll pull it right back, Velocity 878.
Thanks. Just 526, contact Melbourne Centre, 124 decimal 0 today.
124 decimal 0, just I heard you today.
And Compass 123, if you can keep your speed up till late final, please, that would be great. You can contact Tower now, 120 decimal 5 here.
Roger, keep the speed up and contact Tower 120 decimal 5. Melbourne approach, good evening, Velocity 894 approaching 12,000.
Velocity 894, good day, Melbourne approach, descend to 9,000, Melbourne 1007.
Down to 9,000 on 1008, Velocity 894.
Velocity 894, QNH now 1007, and just confirm the star and the runway you've been assigned from.
Lizzie 3 Bravo for runway 34.
Velocity 894, thanks very much, 34, expect the OR approach.
Expect the OR approach for runway 34, Velocity 894.
Alright, let's get some lights on. Strobes up. Pretty much everything's on. Fuel pump set for takeoff. Covers are set. Time is 56. I'll get them on at 57. Transponder goes on. Just going to have a chat to the CTAF before we go over there. Point Cook, CTAF, traffic, Zulu Charlie informed, Cessna 182, holding short, runway 35, we'll be entering soon.
Thanks for that speed reduction, you can contact Tower now, 120 decimal 5, today.
1205, Velocity 878.
Hello, approach Zulu Charlie uniform, entering runway 35 at Point Cook.
Zulu Charlie uniform, clear to Mount Hotham via Samming planned route, climb flight level 110, report airborne.
Durham Melbourne planned route, let's scan the altitude for Zulu Charlie uniform. Runway.
Yeah, apologies, clear to Mount Hotham via Melbourne planned route, flight level 110.
110, Zulu Charlie uniform. Traffic Point Cook, Zulu Charlie uniform, enters runway 35, straight out departure to Melbourne, and climb up to 11,000. Let's go. time 5:09. Call it on the hour. Get a crosswind there. Milk approach, Zulu Charlie uniform is ample now of point cook time on the hour, climbing through 700.
Zulu Charlie uniform,
Flap up. RPM coming down to 2400. There she is. 80 knots on the climb. So the picks out already. Alright.
Yeah, no, we'll be some 3,000, please, the alarm
Down to 3,000 and clear the VOR for runway 34 and Wilco, velocity at 94.
Yes, right, for 5,000, Zero Charlie 4. Okay, 73 knots is the best rate. Or is it 65 for the rate? No, that's angle. Best rate is 73. It's normally rounded up to 75. Great weather for flying in a single clouds and rain and thunder.
Charlie uniform, full separation, turn left heading through cruiser.
Something about 330. So Charlie, film, say again, sorry. cleared operations. Turn the heading to
Zulu, Charlie, disregard.
Just trying to get my head around what the heck that was meant to be.
Melbourne approach, good day, New Zealand 123 Heavy. On flight level 340, descending 240, following the Badger 5 Bravo arrival runway 34. Info Victor on board.
New Zealand 123 Heavy, good day, Melbourne approach, contact Centre on 124.0.
Centre 124.0, see you later, New Zealand 123.
Velocity 894, traffic for you is a Cessna 182, currently 4 miles to the west of the runway 34 center line, climbing through 4,000.
Velocity 894 is the traffic from Cycles.
Sure you do.
Zulu Charlie, from traffic for you is going to be a version 737 to your 3 o'clock, 5 miles, tracking currently towards you. We'll be making a right turn to that final runway 34, descending through 3,200.
Cover the traffic, Zulu Charlie from. Can't see it because we're IMC.
Velocity 894, you're clear to the runway 34 approach, contact Melbourne Tower 120.85 jet.
1205 and make the ADC, thanks.
Oh yeah. That crosswind though, man. Oh yeah. Just peeped into the store range there. Okay, we're at 5,000 feet. Gonna lean off a little. Trying to get that EGT temp up. Yeah. Gotta keep an eye on where I'm going as well while doing that. How much rudder trim does this thing want? It's like all of the rudder trim. Drifting off course as well slightly. Have to head west a little bit. It's about 30 knots wind in there from the west. Okay. I'll put the autopilot in there just so that I can have some hands free. Let's go to nav, vertical speed at 500. Back off a bit there. 400.
And so we shall uniform requirement to reach 6,000 by overhead Melbourne.
Cubic requirement to reach 6,000 overhead Melbourne. Currently passing 5,800.
Melbourne approach closest 217 to 12,000.
West 217 Grey Melbourne approach descent to 9000 on measuring for VOR. Correction, that's a visual approach again.
9000 expect visual 34. Honestly.
Government Road approach, velocity is 73 close through slot, sorry, 73 slot level 250.
West 872A Melbourne approach descent to 9000 from the 34 expect average.
Velocity 72 cleared down to 9000, expect runway 34 expect on of approach. Do we also have like QNH currently in Melbourne? Velocity 872.
West 277 College 217 yes, QNH 1007.
1007, thank you very much. Velocity 872.
West 217 descent to 5000.
Descend 5000 close to
Go back to climbing at 80 knots.
West 217 descent to 2500. Report visual.
There's peak.
Charlie Uniform from overhead Melbourne, fly heading 050.
From overhead Melbourne, 050 on the heading, 0 Charlie Info.
All stations inbound Melbourne, information with view current 0H1009.
Melbourne in a mile.
Velocity 872, descend to 5,000.
5,000, velocity 872.
Just having a bit slow there. 200 feet a minute.
Melbourne approach,
Pull-ups
good
on
evening,
speed.
Qantas 442 is with you on descent to flight level 120. We have information whiskey.
Class 442, go Melbourne, descend to 9,000, 2NH1009, 34, expect to be a line approach.
Okay, descent to 8,000 on 1009 and runway 34 for a VOR approach, Qantas 442.
Class 442, that's 9,000.
Yeah, descent to 9,000, Qantas 442.
Clear from traffic for you, just departed Melbourne, there's a Jetstar A320 on upwind on H34, you've got 2 more aircraft departing in the next to that flight.
There we go to the heading.
Melbourne departure just up, passing 2,700, climbing 5,000.
Jetstar 506 at 8, Melbourne approach, identified quantum 7,000.
Relay climb 7,000, Jetstar 506.
On 217, A72,500, visual with the airfield. Quarters 217, yeah, runway 5. Jetstar 506, flight following 240.
Level 240, Jetstar 506.
Melbourne approach, good day.
Zulu Charlie uniform, turn left track directed to Hotel Pine Bridge.
Direct OSL, plan route, Zulu Charlie Alpha.
It's on 123A, Melbourne approach, descent to 9,000, 7H1009, runway 34, expect an on approach.
Okay, flat plan, direct to OSL.
39,000, QH1009, runway 34, expecting out off approach, New Zealand 123.
Velocity 872, descend to 3,000, cleared the on-nav Zulu runway 34 approach.
And nav set. It's hard to do when you're bouncing around. Can't quite catch the buttons. Although it's a lot easier with the twisty things and the buttons than it is with the touchscreen.
Just confirm your traffic to shoot. Velocity 872, velocity 872, Melbourne approach.
Melbourne approach, time passing 1,700.
That's 455 today, Melbourne approach, climb final 240.
Flight level 240.
Qantas 217, Qantas 217, Melbourne approach.
Okay, just need to make sure that we're not catching any ice. I think we might be.
Qantas
Well,
217,
think about that.
velocity 872, Melbourne approach.
No, it's still wet.
Jetstar 506, radio check.
Flight 5, Jetstar 506.
Thanks. Velocity 872 or Qantas 217, charge of your looking at.
Yeah. What's the,
Yeah, we need about 9,000
like,
at
loss
least.
of radio, but we're back now. My apologies. Really sorry about that. I'll continue in approach.
What's the activity all good? I just saw your tracking record sheet and defense of 2,500 report when visual.
Down to 2,500 report visual. Is that company in traffic landing for us?
It's not really landing. It's sort of just doing orbit in that general vicinity. It's currently to your 11 o'clock, about 6 miles at 5,000. Not as much as that should be clear.
Obviously, 72, yeah, we've got him visual. And we've also got the extra visual for the 872.
What's the activity? So include visual approach from the 3.
So this person was April for the 872.
What is 442 descent to 5,000?
Descent to 5,000, Qantas 442.
What's the activity? Contact Melbourne Tower 120 descent 5 minutes.
Overground Tower on 130.5 for the Lost 872. Have a good evening.
Okay, so if I take that back, just stay on my frequency now, just to give you the traffic updates from that other aircraft. He's currently to your 11 o'clock, 5 miles, maintaining 5,000, tracking northbound over the left side.
872, stay with you, and roger traffic facing north at 5,000.
Melbourne approach, good evening, Qantas 228 with 3,300, climbing to 5,000. Good evening, Melbourne approach, climb 240. Thunder 40, Qantas 228.
So yeah, I can do the 50 disconnected.
What's the activity? Yeah, thanks for that. You can switch to tower now, 120 for 5 today.
I retired 120 for have a good evening, Velocity 872.
This one 3, descend to 5,000, reduce to 230 knots.
And at 5,000, maximum 230, New Zealand 123.
Yeah.
So 123, make it 210 knots or less.
210 less, New Zealand 123.
Jetstar 506, contact Melbourne Centre 124 0, correct?
124 0, got 506, g'day.
Qantas 442, descent to 3,000, cleared the VOR on the 34 approach.
Descent to 3,000 and cleared for the VOR approach, runway 34, Qantas 442.
Let's get down to 9,000 and stay there, I reckon. 9,000. Another approach to Charlie F4, request descent and then maintain 9,000 feet, which has bunched into a bit of a headwind there.
So Charlie Uniform, descent and maintain 9,000.
So maintain 9,000 to Charlie F4.
Zealand 123, descending 3000, clear the RNAV Zulu runway 34 approach.
Cessna 3000, cleared aeronaut Zulu, runway 34, New Zealand 123.
New Zealand 123 to the ship profile, please.
Giving profile speed, New Zealand 123.
Just that 455, contact mode, Cessna 124,
Roman Center 124 this one.
228, contact mode, Cessna 124,
Cessna 124, thanks. 1227.
That's the message over here. 028, cool. The rain stopped. And not dripping ice crystals. We get a little touch of sun. Didn't catch that 9,000 again. Okay, altitude is on, we're going 3,000 feet down, 300 feet a bit down to 9,000.
What is 442, thanks, contact tower 120.5.
120.5, Qantas 442, good over.
So 123, if we can start reducing speed now, you're currently 5 miles per runway 737. You're 60 volts, contact down now 120.5.
Didn't catch it again. What's up with this autopilot?
Copy that, we're bringing back the speed and contact tower 120.5. Have a good day, bye-bye. New Zealand 123.
Ah, it's caught it.
Another approach, good evening. Qantas 490 with you, passing 2,200 for 5,000.
Qantas 490 today, Melbourne approach. Over there, Qantas
240, Qantas 490.
Something else going on there. Ah, that's what I've done. We've leaned it above 9,000, so I'll lean it again. We'll We'll enrich it again, then lean it back. Yeah, that won't do it all. Let's drop that, start the climb. No, come on. That's more like it. There's your letter. That's right about where I want to be. Done. Okay, there's Docell, 14 miles away. Out to Bogies and then Mount Hotham. Most of the hard part's over. How fast are we going? 106. That's not fast.
Zulu Charlie Uniform, contact Melbourne Center 124.
Yeah, Center 124.0, Zulu Charlie Uniform. Have a great evening. Yeah.
Good night.
Melbourne Centre, Zulu Charlie Uniform, Cessna 182 is 9,000, tracking direct Docell.
Zulu Charlie Uniform Melbourne Centre, maintain flight level 110.
Maintaining 9,000 due to clouds just above us and a bit of headwind, so if we can remain at 9,000.
Just 506, descend flight level 120 from Carrick. Join the V3 Bravo arrival, runway 34.
Flight level 120 from Tarek. Commence to the V3 Bravo arrival, runway 34, jet start 5.
Thank you, jet transfer. Leaving 3, 4, 2,
VJ 10, and 340, 240.
VJ 1056, Melbourne, 7% flying over 20.
120, VJ.
Alright, so have Albury, showers of light rain and thunderstorms in the current period. Albury's into down to 2,000 feet visibility and 5,000 feet visibility a bit later. That's pretty bad up there. Mount Hotham, there's no real METAR equipment, we just have 2 degrees Celsius on the ground. Wind 010 at 7 knots and they're not reporting cloud.
Melbourne, good evening. Qantas 490 with you, passing flight level 200 inbound decimal.
20.
Qantas 490, Melbourne, setting it to maintain.
Yep, current time. I think current time is what, 10 Zulu?
Flight level 330, Qantas 490.
Also the showers, tending rain in the ranges, which is where we're going. Showers tending, scattered, sea to coast, and within 60 miles of the trough.
Just
Also thunderstorms till 14, so that covers our time period. Broken low cloud with precip. Also windward slopes. Yeah, that's where we're going as well. 08, so it's current. Isolated cloud and low cloud and fog. Then Wagga, EDE and M.
Decimal
Just around that's okay. Snow above 4,500.
9,009, just pass this.
Severe low level turbulence, lee ranges. It'll be a bumpy ride, but it's not been a smooth ride yet.
Cancel speed restrictions, 128.
No real point even having an VTC open. Let's have a look at the Mount Hotham webcam. It's night time, so it's not really going to be particularly useful, but they will have lights, I'm assuming, on the ski slopes. There we go. Yeah, there's snow on the ground, obviously. Looks relatively clear though.
Cross 67, leading flight level for flight level 240.
Seen worse.
Qantas 467.
Yeah, pretty sure it's not actually actively snowing. A little bit of mist and haze in the air. But the visibility is at least a good couple of miles, so it should be fine for an IFR approach. If not, we'll go. Not even sure about going to Albury, to be honest. Wagga. See what Wagga's doing. About right there. So Albury's pretty bad. Wagga is a bit better. 6,000 meter visibility there. 2,500 is not bad at all. Canberra's just bumpy. Windy as heck. Runway 30 though would be perfect. Straight down the middle of the runway. variable 6 knots, so casual downwind to 3 knots. It's all over the shop. That's all wind, it
Jet
doesn't matter.
1056.
Coomera's our closest, and it is showing.
Jet 1056, not bad.
Is it currently cav okay?
Yeah, we're at naval office 7.
No, it's not. 2,100.
7 at this point. We can do 7-4.
It shows a light rain, scale of 4,000. That's at 1,700. So currently we're just looking at the meta, which would be that one, 170 at third. Yeah, 17:10:30. So that's the current one. Current time's 10:40. So that's 10 minutes ago. I have wind 050 at 3 knots, scattered 2,100, scattered 3,200, scattered overcast 4,300. Temperature's 3 degrees. So Coomera looks like a very nice alternate, actually. That's probably something close to what the weather in Hotham's going to be. When we make this turn at bogies, we might want to get our arrivals in.
32, that's the 0, just up 550.
That'll be the IFR approach down the runway 29er. Close all of these things. And maybe not that one.
Hang on, so I've got a Rex 754, maintaining flight level 23.
Jet 1056.
350 degrees. And 29 is the preferred runway, which is beautiful.
132.0.
Once we come in, we'll track to Hotham from overhead the airport. So airport, Hotham, and then the approach. The other option is Echo Bravo and then into the hold.
You've got 547 on
Not really into that. Yeah, we'll do the south one, so it'll be from just before we hit overhead. We'll be coming in from that direction, and we'll just track EC and then down the entire approach. Initial descent 7,700, and I believe minimum was 7.8. Yeah. Call it 8,000 at EC, and it will descend down to 7.7. At the initial, we can pitch down to 6,000, and from then down to 4,900, 5,000. Let's call it 5,000. Missed approach percent is the 2.5 climb. Minimum is effectively 5,000.
Well, it's at Qantas 467 requesting further distance.
467,
Elevation is 4,200. So the difference there, 4,002 up to 5,000, it's 800 feet. So if the cloud is lower than 800 feet, we won't be getting in, but if it's better than that, then will we?
Hey, Melbourne, so good day, Rex 754, maintaining flight level 230.
This cloud's broken up. I love it.
Rex 754, Melbourne, expect the transponder squawk.
Might be worth going up to 11. I think we'll do it.
Rex 754.
Rex 754, Melbourne, center your identified, maintain flight level 230.
Maintaining 230, Rex 754.
Good evening, sir. Number 147 cargo with you, flight level 240.
Station calling signals.
Number 147 cargo with you, flight level 240.
Emirates 147, Melbourne, fundamental flight level 280.
74 over 147 cargo.
Emirates 147, Cessna, climb and recommended flight level 280.
Climbing flight level 280 over 147 cargo.
So there's Zulu Charlie uniform, weather's improving, would like to climb now flight level 110.
Zulu Charlie uniform, climb maintain flight level 110.
Maintain flight level 110, Zulu Charlie uniform. It's nice to be able to see the ground and the sky. Melt whatever was starting to stick to our wings off. At 0 degrees Celsius, that's going to happen. Anyway, pop through this cloud layer. Doubt that we'll get to the top of it, but it's not turbulent anymore either. I'm liking it. We're over the plains, so look at it drift sideways there. It's great.
Oh, Center Coast, current cost, GTN up 5,000, heading 300. This station calling up, so stay cool, son. Well, it's 1077.
Yeah, that's about stable. Set course to what? 030.
Quality 460, settle that contact level. Approach 132.800.
No, 132.0, Qantas 467, good on.
No, Center Coast, we got solid money.
Everyone 147 cargo, flight level 21.
Train station calling Melbourne Center, stay cool, son.
Emirates 147 cargo. 1 2 off to flight level 210.
Emirates 147, yeah, climb, amended flight level 310.
Flight level 210 and 147 cargo.
Center Coast station, please fly direct to, flight following. Sorry, plane route. 237. Qantas 1077 Nashville, Melbourne Center on 125.10. Oh, I'm on the wrong center, aren't I? Sorry, 127. Yeah, I wondered why we didn't see him.
Rex 2754, we're about 10 from top distance.
Rex 754 to send 9,000, Melbourne QNH 100 and contact Melbourne approach 132.10.
And descending 9000, descending 1009, and we'll approach 132.10, thanks, Route 754.
Cessna 455, 10.
Cessna 455, contact Melbourne Total 125.10.
125.10, okay.
Qantas 228, contact Melbourne Center 125.10.
Cessna 125.10, 28.
There's draft bogey just below us. Just didn't want to make that last couple of 100 feet, did it?
Today, Trojan flight to military aircraft like for the one with the Emperor being a leader.
Cruising 6 feet, Melbourne Centre, A. Start clearance Resi 3 Victor, arrival runway 35, ready to set 9,000, camera QNH 1009. Cruising 68, start clearance Resi 3 Victor, arrival, runway 35, ready to descend at 9,000, camera QNH 1016.
Very clearly, you're Resi.
Alrighty, just gonna lean off a little more.
Maintain 9,920.
That's Lena Peak. Just going to push it back over the bridge side. There we go. Final stretch. 70 miles. How fast we're going? 148. Picked up a bit of that tailwind just by turning there. Caught 150. At 20 minutes, 27 minutes apparently. That doesn't include the circuit. Should be in the circuit about half an hour from now. Time 5:07. 3 minutes to land. Even more than 3 minutes. 5 minutes to land. 2. Be about 30. Not 22. 32. 32. Found that turbulence again. I've also found quite a bit of speed, we're at 152 ground speed. I like it. I recalculated again. Actually, I might chuck in the track miles for the approach. Given all the cloud here, we will take the full Arno Zulu. Go to procedure. Arrival approach, there it is. By Charlie. Go ahead and load that. 24 minutes from now. To overhead the field, and another 5 minutes on the approach. We'll call it 29. .29. Got 11,000, and we need to descend down to. Look at that chart again. 8,000. 3,000 foot drop. Five and 5, yeah. From overhead the field we can descend. $10 miles out we can make a change actually. I was reading an article about how Mount Hotham is having some financial issues since all the airlines have stopped effectively flying to their airport. And I've been looking on FlightAware and there's no one filing anything up there, not even private stuff. Can't remember which airline it was. It was either Qantas, Link or Rex used to fly there once a week in the ski season, but that hasn't happened for the last couple of years now. Everyone seems to be more interested in going over to Queenstown in New Zealand. Certainly a lot more convenient to jump on a A320 on Jetstar and fly to Queenstown than it would be to hop on a private aeroplane and go up to Mount Hotham. One of those ironic things where it's a lot cheaper to go en masse over to New Zealand than it is to just head up your local Victorian mountain in Victoria. Not much happening on the voice. Where's he gone? Think that log out. Have us and the other guys.
Nah. 2A flight, you are clear to leave control area on descent. Code and frequency change approved. Please control area pending for descent priorities. Thank you, Rich. Have a good one.
You guys 547 requesting star clearance and descent.
You guys 547, I can't give you a start clearance into Melbourne this time, sir. Minus 228, contact Sydney approach for 124.4, see ya.
Sydney approach 4.4. Good night. Minus 228.
Alrighty, so just briefing what we're doing here. Once we get within 10 miles of Mount Hotham, we'll to the Charlie waypoint and begin the descent down at 8,000 feet. Once we hit the Charlie waypoint, we'll go down at 7,700 until we hit the initial, at which point we descend down at, I think it was 6,000. Yep. Once we hit the final approach, we get into 5,000 and we hope to get visual. If you don't get visual, then missed approach procedure is a left-hand turn to track to Hotham YHOT, climb up to 7,700. If you didn't get visual, we won't get visual again. Weather's actually getting worse, so we'll head off to Cuba.
Hey guys, 547, Melbourne Center.
Go ahead for Tigos 547.
Hey guys, 547, what approach would you like tonight in Melbourne?
Yeah, about 20,
Repeat
25, 26
Tigos 547.
gallons of fuel. It's enough to get us to Sydney. As I
Hey
said
guys,
before.
547, what approach would you like this evening in Melbourne?
Canberra's better. Canberra's Cav okay. Bit turbulent,
Copy for
pretty windy, but
Tigos 547.
there's no clouds up at Canberra, so
Hey guys, 547, your start clearance for Melbourne, Lizzie 4, Zulu, runway 34. Join Melbourne 1009er, when ready to send to at 9,000.
Alright, it's going to be Lizzie 4, Zulu, runway 34. Melbourne QNX 1009er, when ready to descend 9,000 for Tigos 547. Thank you.
Two guys, 547.
Melbourne Center, Zulu Charlie uniform is at 11,000 feet, tracking to Mount Hotham. We estimate Mount Hotham circuit time 30.
Zulu Charlie uniform. Melbourne Center. Yeah, Zulu Charlie uniform, you're cleared to leave control area on descent. No reported IFR traffic Mount Hotham. And hang on, we'll see if we can find you at QNH.
Cool. Been on the flight level. Great.
And Zulu Charlie uniform QNH Mount Hotham 1011. Winds 340 at 11.
Going to leave control area on descent and QNH 1011 Zulu Charlie uniform. This is E-Class, it's got to be the 8,000. 8,005. Go ahead and grab that. Yeah, she is level 1 turret. Yeah, it's right on the border there, isn't it? So we're currently inside the 8,500 area. So I'm in E-Class at the moment. Once we hit, that's beauty. There's Hotham there, there's Hotham down there. So, yeah, we effectively passed from Porpinia. Ah, there we go. I can see that thing right on the outline there. We're pretty much at the corner, so we're just about to drop outside of the E-Class airspace in Class G, just by staying at 11,000. fact, I think we just made that point now. Yeah, we're inside the Class 2. So we can track as we wish. That's what that means. Go down to 8,000. Nice and slowly, we'll just pick up some speed as we go down. Still 20 miles out. I'm going to halt the descent there. As I said, from 10 miles out we want to make those changes, not yet.
Mars 490, contact Sydney approach 124.4, see you.
Sydney approach 124.4. Thank you very much, sir, for your help, Richard. Good night.
.1011 is on the QNH there. So the wind is coming from the west, which means we're on the leeward side of Dinner Plain. So we can expect a bit of a bumpy ride on the way down. Once we do land, we'll come to a stop. We'll probably need to do a backtrack and then we'll exit the runway. There is a suggestion that we need to exit via the south taxiway there.
was I think 107.
Yeah, I'll head on down. 8,000 it is. I'll just start a very shallow descent. 300 feet a minute. Don't need to touch the throttle or anything, we'll just accelerate in the descent there.
Descent contest 11.
Okay, we'll be on final approach in about 10 minutes from now. Just make sure your seatbelts are all fastened. Harness are secure.
And try to float on ground. Camera request. Chances are.
Range brief is all done.
Request 711 Melbourne Centre. Melbourne Centre, go ahead, 711.
Dropped out on the there for a bit, sir. Can you recycle your transponder in squawk 3244?
And 3244 in the box, Qantas 711.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Melbourne Centre, Qantas 711. You did hear me over earlier to Adelaide, didn't you?
Qantas 711, I don't think I gave you a start clearance yet, though.
No, you didn't, but you did hand me over there, so over they've disappeared since. But yeah, still don't have a start. 711.
Let's see, Lizzie 4 Alpha, Lizzie 4 Zulu for run 34 suit.
That's pretty good. Well, I have set up Lizzie 4 Alpha for 34.
Melbourne.
Sorry, just to repeat that, there was Qantas 711. We did have set up Lizzie 4 Alpha for 34.
Qantas 711, expect that.
Thank you, Qantas 711.
And Emirates 147, ribbon to arrival, runway 34 left is what you can expect. The QNH in Sydney is 1017, and when ready you can descend it to 10,000.
CTAF 126.75. Traffic Mount Hotham, Cessna 182, Zulu Charlie uniform is descending out of 10,000 feet. We are west of the field by 7 miles. We'll be flying overhead the field and then joining the RNAV Zulu from Echo Charlie from the south. Runway 29. And estimate circuit time 30. That's Zulu Charlie uniform. Bit of a derp out in the estimate there. Okay, doing 175 and 1 to 3 degree glide path, so 175 times 5 equals about 800, 900. Call it 800 since we did start early, so make it 700 even. We can go down all the way down to 77. Go. Pretty much overhead the airfield. It's a bit cold, it's a bit wet. That should be snow. Hoping it is snow a bit further up. Don't want rain slushing the snowfields. Directly overhead. Could take it VFR from here. I think we will. From 7.7 we'll go down to final, and at final we need to be at 6,000. That works. Traffic Mount Hotham, Zulu Charlie Uniform, Cessna C182 is an oblique downwind, runway 29 at 7,800, descending another 6,000 feet to join final runway 29. Estimate time in the circuit time 29. 292929. Alrighty, I'm just going to come off power here. Pretty well leaned for the approach. And my airplane. Getting checklist, brakes are released. Undercarriage is fixed. Let's double check that. Yep, that's all happy there. Mixture, not fully rich since we're at 4,000 feet at this airfield. Be leaned slightly. Just go richer peak at the moment. There we go. Mixture leaned for the arrival. Fuel is set to both. Seats and harnesses are secure. And I'll make a radio call here. Traffic Mount Hotham, Zulu Charlie Uniform is turning base runway 29. 6,000 set. Airport's in sight. Prop set full forward. Traffic Mount Hotham, Zulu Charlie Uniform, Cessna C182 turns long final, runway 29. There's the final approach. Crosswind slightly from the right. I'll stick with about 100 knots until we're about 3 miles out. Traffic about Hotham, Zulu Charlie inform 5 miles from the field on final. Runway 29. There's 80 knots, ground flaps 10. Okay, there's a 500 feet. Cowl flaps are open. And full flap. Traffic Mount Hotham, Zulu Charlie uniform is turning the backtrack on A2A. See the grass taxiway there. Covered in snow and getting rained on. Not the great. Well, it's not really rain, is it? It's kind of a pelty stuff. It's not pleasant anyway. Need to de-ice the aeroplane before we move it again. Oh, great, right now. Up to the tie down. Put in the flaps. Thousand RPM, parking brake set. Salvage jet to the tower, to the centre, I'm assuming.
Going to be off microphone for about 5 minutes.
Okay, that centre, Zulu Charlie uniform, reporting on the ground to cancel salvage. So we might need to send that via a other method, such as calling on 1-800 sensor. Anyway, I'll deal with that. Current time 38, we report at 30, we have 15, yeah, I'll have to do it soon. Heats off, strobes off, taxi lights off, landing lights off, pumps off, and yeah, I'll start with beacon. Go to the door. Good stuff. So here we are at, I got this place again, Mount Hotham, up in the Victorian Alps, where it is sleety, rainy, and a little bit too warm for the snow. But it is expected to be nice this coming weekend. Temperatures going into the negatives, so perhaps sometime early tomorrow morning these guys can go and ski up in the mountains. Anyway, before that happens, we need to pull the aircraft into its tie-down position and tie it down. So the first thing I need to do is really drop these guys out. Bye-bye. And we can attach that thing. Do something like this. No, I've got the brakes on. Brakes are off. Which direction do I have to go? That way. Then bring it up towards me. Try and get on the center line. It's good. Push it back out. A bit close. There we go. Gonna jump in, make sure that we get our control locks in. There we go. Piss out cover, make sure it doesn't get frozen and completely clogged up. Empty the aeroplane so we can take all of our stuff out of the boot. Snowboards and whatever. Wheel chocks are in so the aeroplane doesn't move around. Tie down's on so it doesn't fly. And there is an engine heater, but it's Australia so we don't have one of them. We'll just have to start it cold. Anywho, there we are. Hope you enjoyed the flight. This has been Musical Aviator, taking you up to the Victorian ski fields at Mount Hotham. Catch you guys next time when I hopefully don't have a cold. But next time's only next week, so we'll see how that goes. Catch you then.
Where's 1077, turn left, heading 180.
Left heading 180, request 1037.